with the big blocks 4 wide. The crowd-pounding, earth-shaking, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the Big Block Butterfly Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on G-Force TV.
Her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
right, folks, we're here tonight. We got Topside Tuesday here, Coast to Coast Racing League. Let's kick it off here with a little Tim Chapman pre-race show here. And if you're not checked out Tim Chapman, you need to check out Tim Chapman because he brings all the action of the C2C NASCAR Xfinity Series on the Thursday nights for these guys here. Well, I'm Joe White up here in the booth for the Coast to Coast Racing League. As we get set here, we got the late models on the dirt track. Heat Race 1 about to be put on board here. Going to be a good one. Flatline Racing Bodies Heat Race 1. Looking for some quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR regional short track champ Dan Chapman. That's right, and he's in a hotbed of iRacing, Clarence, Iowa. Let's look at the grid real quick here. We got Joseph Grandy going to be the man out front. Brendan Lacey there in second. Zach Chapman in third. Kurt Schatzer in fourth. Tyler Bentonfield in fifth. John Hine there in starting sixth. And Jeff Fitzpatrick up in seventh. So I think Corey might be back with me here next week for the I think he'll be back here for the next 2 weeks here, Topside Tuesday, but that's all right. Actually, tonight's week 11. We only got one more week. Next week, we crown champs. All divisions. So we're about to gear this thing up. Get excited. Been a good season, the Topside Tuesday. Hometown heroes here, coast to coast. Check out all the info, D2CRL.com. I know week 13, they'll have some special races, so you might want to check it out. Won't be any broadcast that week, but definitely check out week 13. They normally take off maybe a week or two, maybe 3 at the most, sometimes between seasons. Not quite sure yet. To get all the details, like I say, check out C2CRL.com. But we got tonight and next week, and then all divisions here, Coast to Coast Racing League, crown champs. If you're not watching Super Late Models on Dirt, missing it. Guys, man, to get up here, playing some mud. Well, we've got dirt and we got asphalt. Usually the Topside Tuesday's more bigger, longer race of the asphalt side because these go by pretty quick. So we have these late models, and then we're going to go to the NASCAR trucks, pick 'em up trucks. Pace trucks in. Got to get through this dirt racing first. Good smooth track here tonight. Here we go. Grandy and company out front. Low March. And Port Royal's underway tonight. Here we go. Grandy Lacey and company out front. Wide style track, so we'll see if we get some multi-groove racing. Oh, and a little bit of contact already. That sends Zach Chapman a boogieing down the front. Never mind, that's actually going to put Schatzer and John Hine. They put a hole in his boat. Brings out the old salty dog caution here. Let's see what happens on the Malcolm Hill replay. We saw Chapman get wiggly. Actually, I started up front there a little bit. Chapman got the back end, and Hine nowhere to go. He was all sideways. He thought he was on a cruise. That's okay. Him and the Cool Ray machine. Not the coolest way he wanted to look on the camera tonight. Not to kick off with anyways. Let me know who your favorite drivers are. Appreciate everybody out there. Live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube, OSR Network on Facebook, and thedirtfan.com. Definitely hit those likes, shares. Leave a comment out there. Who your favorite driver? Who you pulling for? Who you not pulling for? Who you like and who you don't like? And maybe do you like this track? So, alright. We'll see. Right now, track looks a little tacky. It'll start, man, rubbering up a little bit. Get a little slick out there. You can see kind of the bottom groove there darkening up some. I'll start pushing that cushion up to the top. Maybe. I say that, and again, probably might stick to the bottom side. John Hine opts to jump into the pits. Bit of a got a little bit of all good. Look good so far. Thanks, Preston. There we go. Hine and company out front. Well, that was a quick heat race, man, with three laps to go in this one. You know, and dirt track is unlike what it is on the asphalt side of things. You know, caution laps counts on asphalt. It don't on dirt. Here we go. Pace trucks in. Grandy, Lacey and company up here. Fast Line Racing Bodies Heat Race number 1. And 2x2. Green flag. Heavy on the hammer again.
Green flag, green flag.
Grandy gets that good jump on the field. Lacey's going to fall back behind him. He's going to have trouble with old Jeff Fitzpatrick. And here comes Bentonfield. Bringing her, slinging her up high. They're going to think about 3 wide because you've got enough to do it. Chapman says, I only got a few little laps to get back up here. Back on the inside, Schatzer. Battle for the lead. Here comes Lacey, Grandy. You see Lacey, man, tearing up the back end of him right now. Trying to see the middle style of groove. Meanwhile, Grandy's holding up on that top side looking fantastic. Everybody's pushing the cushion to the top. Grandy, Lacey, all got a little bit sideways coming out. Grandy did. He's going to open up that top side lane. Not going to happen. Lacey's going to look like he'll throw a slide job. Thought about it. Nope. Not going to get him. Going to be Grandy, Lacey, and all. That pulls us over here to heat race number 2. Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical second to none. Heating and Air Conditioning Company in the Hamilton area. They promise to their customers to have their own professional trained specialists there at all times. Definitely check out in the Hamilton area, Langdon Mechanical. Let's look at the grid right fast. We got Alex Pomerleau going to start out front. Eddie Moose right there starting in second. Stephen Goldner's third. Jeffrey Barker in fourth. Joe Moose starting in fifth. And John Krupa, man, back in the 6th place spot. Pomerleau going to be out front. Put another 6 laps on the board. Yeah. Wait for Krupa to grid them on up. Good looking paint jobs out here tonight. Wild ones. Roger, you gonna race out here tonight, man? You watching? Just racing the trucks. Roger probably practicing the trucks for his 747. Looks like somebody got an EOL. I didn't check the pit notes, but let me go check pit notes now right fast since I just saw that. Let's see, Pro Mod, yep. Heat Race EOLs, Greg Boydell and Logan Wentz. Well, not quite sure why he did that. Ooh, Moonin, he got him a suspension. Wow, so that's the only penalties we got tonight. Go. Roger hurt. Yeah, Roger said just trucks. Okay, he had enough. He has enough hard time. He says, I think I'm gonna just handle trucks tonight. All right. Don't hit no mooses on the track, okay? We don't want to see that. Right now, we got 2 of them in here, Eddie and Joe. Just trying to find someone. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, hey, man, look, like, if you got any drivers that ain't going to run, they want to jump up here during the truck race them in the booth with me, come right on ahead. That's fine. Looks like Krupa did not grid. You're more than welcome. Like I say, boy, right now, he had to take a couple weeks off. He had some other things he had to take care of. I think he might be here next week. So, you're out there listening, Corey. Yeah, we're talking about you. The other guy in the booth. That's what we call him. He just hangs out. Pomerleau. Eddie Moose out front. Got Joe Moose right behind him.
Green flag.
If I'm not saying, Eddie's the cousin, I think. The other 2 are brothers. Green flag. Good to have the Moose family out here, though. Pomerleau right now says, I'm getting out. You 2 guys back there can battle. And they are. They're going to go side by side. Looks like Joe's going to head it down on the bottom side lane. Oh, here comes Jeffrey Barker. Man, Joe goes all the way from 3rd back to 5th. Lost a lot. But right now, it looks like a top side, maybe medium groove headed. Roger's funny. Roger's crazy. He said, cross-country trucks up here have moose guards on the front. Eddie's, and that's right, Eddie's the older brother of the twins. Cool. So, Y'all are moose protected up there in the Canadian area. Well, you got a Canadian out front here and Alex Parmalu. Stephen Goldner's the other one right here chewing up the back end of Barker. Barker right now is trying to hold him off. Eddie right now had a little mishap. He's back here hanging out with Joe, but now it's going to heat up for second. Goldner tried. Wasn't able to get anything done. Guess instead of calling it a bull bar, y'all call it a moose bar. There you go. Learn something new all the time. Barker hanging on to second. Parmalu still out front. Now it's heating up for third place. Old Joe Moose going to bring the Caterpillar machine on the inside. They're going to go door to door. They come out here, 2 to go. They're going to catch the white flag this time by. And they do. So one more time around this place. Port Royal. It'll be I-55. Heavely, I think is what they also call it. White flag coming around. Parmalu's going to get it. But is Moose going to be able to slide job it? No. That momentum to the outside is going to carry Stephen Goldner to third place. It's going to be Parmalu, Barker, Goldner holding on to the top 3. What a race. Woohoo. So what that swings us around here too. All right, race number 3, Venom Racing. Venom Racing, proud sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League's 358 modified division. Look at the grid real quick. We got Cody Graham going to start out front. Patrick Spangler there in second. Jeffrey Kemper up in third. We got Jacob Moose. He's going to start in fourth. Bob DeGood in fifth. Brandon Templeton been a man out front in this one. So grid for heat race number 3. Venom. And also got to give a good shout out to some of our other sponsors. Some of them that, because we don't have so many heat races. We got Moyer Form Management, Salty Dog Caution. Got a B-Main, a Gambling Motorsports. Got to give a shout out to the Intermission there, Weekend Speedway. Moyer Forms Management Driver of the Week. They're just some of the awesome sponsors here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. I love it. Right now, Cody Graham. Spangler and Company. Pace truck lights are off. Jeffrey Kemper. Spangler and Company. All right, back at it again here. Pace trucks in. Graham, Spangler, Kemper, Moose, Good, Templeton. 2x2 race. 3-3. Long march between the time that the pace truck goes in and we get to the green flag, and you can't hardly see the flag, man. He's way up there in the air. He's like trying to go to space or something. Graham out front. He gets to jump. Spangler says, not today. Topside here. Extreme E-Speed TV. Oh, look at that. They're extremely racing in the back here, though. Topside Tuesday. What's Caldner? What's going on, man, Bill? Hey, man, I tell you what, it's been a good race. It's been a good season here on the Coast to Coast Racing League. Topside Tuesday, Hometown Heroes. Been a pleasure. It's going to be good to be back here for the Hometown Heroes next season, but we still got to crown some champs. And, a little bumping and run going on back here. He's got, was it Temptation on the back? Templeton's actually what it's supposed to be. Yeah, it's Templeton, but I guess he needs to change it to Temptation, because right now that guy, man, is tempting Cody Graham. Lit it up into the track. That's what I like. To get up here, sling a little dirt, get a little mud. He goes with a slide job on the inside. Brandon Templeton pulls it up to third. Jacob Moose right there in second. Spangler, he's in the first place spot. Cody says, I'm not done yet. Track slicking off, man. They're getting up there in that tack. Pushing the cushion up to the top side of the wall. Cody Graham's there with him. Here comes Graham. He's at a high side. Jeffrey Kemper says, I'll just take that away from you. Never mind. Graham says, I'll just sling it back on the inside of you. Roundabout. One and done. Well, here comes Kemper. Back to the outside. White flag one more time for the man out front, Spangler. Big battle happening for second as Templeton makes a huge slide job coming out of 3 and 4. And he might hold on to it. Yep, he's going to get that momentum. And it's going to be Spangler, Templeton, Jacob Moose coming home top 3. Woo! What a run. What a run. They'll put us in a little warm-up here. And if so, yep, we'll be right back here in just a few.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, warm-up's over with. We're getting set here. Go feature time. Racing here tonight. Topside Tuesday, Extreme E-Speed TV here. That's right. We're going to look at our Super Dirt Car Series starting to line up. And if you've not seen the Super Dirt Car Series, it's the Northeast Premier Series for showcasing the big block modified, ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beasts from the Northeast. That's a Super Dirt Car Series. Grid them up. We'll let you look at it. It's 18 of these mugs. John Hines going to have his work cut out for him. Joseph Grandy, though, is going to start it out front. We go. Aldner, how you been out there, man, Bill? Been doing good? So, Port Royal. It's a wide enough track you could go 3 wide, but I don't think the groove's going to hold up to be able to do it. All right, see what Grandy's got. Alex Pomerleau. Spangler this week getting a good draw. He has a hard time on the hometown heroes. Doesn't really get good draws. All right, Spangler, Lacey, Templeton, top 5. See what these boys can do. You can beat and bang, rub some paint with these late models. But you gotta be careful. What's up, Showtime? Right, good luck to all the competitors. Well, who you pulling for out there, guys? Who's y'all's favorite driver? Who y'all want to see? Who do you want to see not win? Everybody has a favorite driver. It's whoever finishes first. What I say. I end up jinxing somebody. All right, Grandy, Pomerleau, Spangler and Company, Lacey, Parker. Here we go. Already getting up on the wall. We test it out just a little bit. Make sure it's safe to get up there. Green flag, and man, they didn't get started in Templeton already. That start was a cluster, and they're still wrecking. And Dottie dog coach. Go back here on the Malcolm Mills replay and watch what happens on the start. Templeton, I said he got up in that wall a little bit. I don't know why he didn't go. Just like he missed a gear, he got in the wall, and then that just jacked the whole field up. Templeton, man, just didn't get going. Then he got in another car. Car came off the wall into him, went upside down, flipping turtle. Got in another one from there. It was just a disaster, man. I'm going to tell you. But let's see if it gives him his spot back. See, now in dirt racing, if you do not complete an official lap, you get your spot back. That's the major difference between dirt and asphalt. So, a lot of times, it can benefit the guy that's leading. If he just gets passed and that guy that passed him does not officially make it to the start-finish line or make that lap, he has to give that position back if a caution comes out. I've seen it happen many a times, and man, guy get lucky going, whew, boy, dodged the bullet. Because it might only be about 2 or 3 laps to go. There is no green, white checkers in dirt. There's 2 laps to go. There's 2 laps to go. That's all we got. Now, it'll never happen because once the white flag comes out, race is over. Can't be any caution. So it'll always have to be 2 laps to go. So we can say I've never seen a 1 lap, but I have to take that back. Last lap's always going to be white flag, no matter what. Here we go. Getting set. Oh, green flag. Ain't him a moose sound tonight. There we go. That should be the official start of Coast to Coast Racing League. I need to get the video up. Gentlemen, start your mooses. Yeah. Roger Craig's going to be like, man needs medication. Alright, pace trucks in. Here we go. Grandy Company up front. Pomerleau, Spangler, Lacey, Barker and Company 2x2. Alright. Side by side. Be some green flag racing. Green flag. Grandy and Company. Drops the hammer. Look at Grandy. He got that shot out. Big battle going to happen back here in the back, though. A lot of side by side going on. Oh, they're 4 wide down on the inside here. You got Jacob Moose, Barker, Lacey and Company. Woo! Uh-oh, car around the back. We're going to have to get, oh, it's a big one there. We got cars flipping. We got cars upside down. We got dead mooses. We'll see what happened to Eddie. Eddie and Eddie here. They were 3 wide. Oh, car in behind got tagged. He got tagged a little bit. I don't think he was initially the one. Oh, yeah, no, there was cars in front. He actually got around that. Alex Pomerleau? Oh, was up front. That's what happened. He got in the wall. Oh, and then he just nothing to do, and the 44 went up. Pomerleau went there. Good grief. They're dead. Done. And Showtime says, let her eat. Yeah, they are. They're letting a lot of parts eat. Good overview here. I call it the Blimpy cam. Everybody likes Blimpy. That's a word right there that you just could not sound mad saying. There's no possible way to be angry or sound angry and say Blimpy. There's no way somebody's going to take you seriously. I'm going to Blimpy you up. That just ain't going to work. Won't work. Ever. Ever. Got her in the marbles. Yeah. A little slick up there on the top, ain't it? Not a lot you can do. You get up there on that top, man. I mean, you can push that cushion up to the wall, but you're right. When you get up there on that slick, it's even slicker than the slick. It made sense. All right. Jacob Moose, Barker and Company, Templeton, Spangler. Getting set to go green. I will say, though, you could impose violence with the word Blimpy. If you have a girlfriend, wife, significant other, whatever, go on the side of her shoulder one time and whisper in her ear, you look Blimpy fine. Guarantee you. You don't show up next week, I know what happened. So, you probably could strike some violence with that word. You just won't sound too violent with it. Here we go. Pace truck's in. Green flag's about to fly. Topside Tuesday here tonight. Late model action. Got the Extreme E-Speed TV Topside Tuesday. Out front, Grandy gets that good jump. You see right there with third place, Jacob Moose and Company, but instantly almost goes 3 wide. They're about 4 wide back here in the back. There you go, Jeffrey Kemper and Company. Chats are back here trying to see what he can do. I mean, this is a wide enough track. You've got enough space. But never mind, you ain't got enough space to do all that. Yellow flag. What happened? Looks like Jeffrey Barker. Are getting a wall? Oh, yeah, he just got tagged, and then Barker nowhere to go. He's got a car coming up around his nose going, hey, wait a minute, you ain't supposed to be there. Then the wall just won't let him go anywhere. Wow. That's a Malcolm Mills replay. Well, shout out to Malcolm Mills. They have been a long-time supporter here of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Malcolm Mills, Mill Writing, Gambler Motorsports. You know, a lot of great sponsors have been a long-time supporters here. So definitely appreciate it. Proud to see them. I was here for the first ever Hometown Heroes. We'll see that tomorrow night. It was awesome to see, man, the growth of the Coast to Coast Racing League. C2CR got a lot of still the same drivers out here. Most notably, you know, Patrick Spangler, Templeton. You know, you got John Hine out there. I always call him. He got his boat rowing machine. He's got that. What has he got? I mean, it's the cruise shop, fw.com on it. I'm looking for a good place to go cruising. Check it out. He got the Extreme E-Speed on there. Cool Rays on the side. Did he take the boat off? Oh, he took the... okay, so he doesn't have the cruise shop on there no more. All right. No more boat. All right, it's okay. But we still remember him. Still remember. And again, I say most of this league is Canadian-based, although there's not a lot in this field. You got Parmalu and Goldner's the only two. But, you know, the owner up there, Roger Craig, who you founded... He's Canadian-based. A lot of the guys up there with Goldner and so forth and so on, who originally started, were Canadian-based. I mean, now John Hine has stepped up and helped a lot of guys. You got Preston Cranmer. He's in the background. Bunch of Preston. Talk to him from time to time here and there. Other than that, kind of quiet. Quiet ones. All right, green flag. Who was single file? Because caution came out within a lap. Randy out front. Spangler's there with him. Templeton, Jatzer, Moose. Jacob. Joe, Moose, Kemper. Oh boy. Those two guys met her door to door. Got Jacob, Moose, Schatzer, Templeton. All right, going here. Malcolm Mills replay. Alex Pomerleau. Oh, he just got run over and then stuck in the dirt. So that was the Doggy Dog caution. Malcolm Mills replay. Woo. Okay. This track's producing some interesting racing. I think I might have old Ish Cannon back up here in the booth with me for the truck race. Yeah, Ish Cannon. He's going to jump up here for the truck race for me. We'll get past this dirt race right here real quick. Grandy and Company, Spangler, Templeton, Jacob, Schatzer, and 2. Go. Okay. For Grandy, Patrick Spangler, Brandon Templeton, Jacob Moose, Kurt Schatzer. Line them up, single file. Pace trucks in. Green flag. We're racing. Alright. 24 to go, 23. They cross the line. Randy jumps him out front. I mean, you got to get what you can get. It looks like this is a hard place to pass, even though it might be kind of a multi-groove. Or you can use the groove. You can see, man, it's slick up on that top side. Got that thing rubbered in. Got Joe Moose right here with him. Kurt Schatzer trying to battle him. One's down low, one's up high. So with that said, or you run and I think that's Schatzer back there. See, oh, that's actually Kemper. Kemper, boy, he was looking to throw that thing in. Here he goes. Then I'm gonna pile drive it down there in the putt-putt lane. That look good. You can just see how hard it is to pass here. As they go 2 by 2 again, Schatzer, man, slings her on in there, puts a beautiful slide job up on the inside there, Joe Moose. You got Jacob now, he's going to work over him. No, never mind. Joe Moose says, got the way. Ran him over with the Moose Mobile. Start live. Quite sure why he stopped. Okay. Did a beautiful 360. Could have kept going, but he opted to stop. So maybe the car turned off on him. Mechanical problem. Who knows? Get inside. See what happens. Bumped in the butt just a little bit. There. Oh, it's a beautiful 360. Look at that. Watch this. Could have kept going, but he stops. Not quite sure on that one. And if you know me, I'm not an advocate for that stopping on track stuff. Got an opportunity to keep going. Yes, I understand that you want the caution because with the caution it benefits you. You're able to catch back up. But sometimes luck of the draw, you don't get what you want. There. Now they all gonna be mad at me. Yo, what are you talking about up there in the booth? Hey, I'll let race control handle it. Roger, I'll let him pull out his hair over. How's that? I like the little pit reports because it does tell you that, you know, and that's a good thing. They got a committee here that does a lot of stuff. I don't know the ins and outs, but I see these little, you know, Extreme E-Speed TV, Topside Tuesday, you know, pit stops. They have pit stop notes. They have them for the, you know, all divisions. But right now, Pro Late Models only got Logan Wentz and Greg Bordell and Kyle Moonen. Fortunately, he's out pretty much for the rest of the season. Tough break on his end. Randy Spangler, Templeton, single file. Here we go. 20 to go. And that's the thing about dirt. Gotta understand, caution sometimes can make it a lot longer. It might only be a 30 lap race. Caution laps don't count. 30 lap race can end up being a 50, 60 lap race. And then, you know, sometimes you get a little fuel mileage too. Guys that might not put in enough fuel. Already beating and banging going on back here with Kemper, excuse me, and Moose. Boom, boom. Oh, you got a brake pedal, guys. Yep, caution. Ouch. Yeah, you got to give and take a little bit. Go to Michael Mills replay, see what happened to Kemper back here. You know, as soon as you started seeing y'all were bouncing off each other, give and take just a little bit. Give and take. Kemper right here, watch. I'm going to say as soon as he saw boom right there, let off of it. Probably say it's probably that behind him. Quite sure, kind of ran right over him. What they call it, situational awareness. I guess that's what it is. Gotta love it still. Race. Man's liking it right now out front. Grandy. This signal cycles back through the field here. Solid race. Randy's going to be the man out front. Let's see, light still on the pace car. Truck. Get us going here. About to go green.
Green flag, green flag.
Back green. Port Royal style here. Extreme E-Speed TV here tonight. Corey says, let's go to the Moose Boys. That's right. Well, Jacob has moved up into third. He's sitting here going, man, you know what? Keep doing this. But look at John Hine. He got into trouble early on and is able to fly by in that cool race machine. He's got the E-Speed TV on it. That was a good slide drive, but problem is, gets into the wall, slows his momentum. Gonna allow old Jacob to fly right on back by him. Maybe. Yep, look at Jacob. He just takes that inside groove and says, gone. He got that thing hooked up. Meanwhile, behind him, you got Zach Chapman, Bittenfield. And yellow's out. Not quite sure why. Maybe Bobby Good. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay and see. Go who spun. Red car. Yeah, he just gets spun around. Yep. Boom. Okay. 15 to go. Grandy, you know, I don't think right now Grandy's too much worried about the cautions because he's not been a long green flag run. Yeah, the track is changing, but he's not been able to get into a huge groove. And, yeah. Got Grandy, Spangler, Hine, Moose, Chapman. Top 5. Grandy, Spangler, Hine, Moose, Chapman. Oh, they already went 3 wide back here. Jacob Moose says, I want that spot back from Hine. He might take a 2-for-1 special on Spangler. Spangler's been able to get away from them ever so often here. Hine had the groove on the top. I don't know if Jacob's got enough bite down there on that bottom to get it done. I don't think it's going to be able to work. 14 to go here. This is considered pretty much a bigger track than what these guys are used to. Not as big or not as small as some of the other tracks. See right now though, Zach Chapman has taken over that spot. They're 3 wide in the back. Hang on to it, 224. Benfield held on to it. Woo. You got the Waffle House going. Oh, Templeton's around, and he blinks out. Doesn't cause the caution. Wow, good job. Like that. Appreciate it. Meanwhile, Spangler says, give me a few laps. Give me the rest of these 10, and I'm going to be on the back bumper chewing up Grandy. Grandy's probably thinking, I don't know, these cautions have worked out for me. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to get into this groove. Now, I'm going to be curious to see the next update they do in iRacing is big for dirt because it's going to change the tires, track, how everything dynamically goes. And you can see right there, it looks like that front end is just plowing into the ground. See Spangler and company. Meanwhile, further on back there, Moose and them battling about with 6, but Spangler's trying to close in, so it'll be interesting to see how this is going to change, how these guys race. Spangler's there. Meanwhile, big race going on for 6 and 7. That's Cody Graham, Jacob Moose right there with them two. Going to go door to door. Graham's going to take it on the inside, maybe put the slide move on him. 7 to go. Laps are clicking off. Click, click. Cody Graham, Jacob Moose, Jeffrey Kemper. Barker right there in the clutches up. This is a battle 5th, 6th, and 7th. Kemper, I don't know. Hope he's going to be able to muster up enough to get around him or not. Oh, they might stretch him, take him 3 wide. Ooh. One's going to go high. Graham is right there on the low line. Moose is up on the top side. They said Barker about to be the meat in the middle of a sandwich. I think Moose has got the better lane if he can just get that bite up on the top. It's the drive off the turn. Just cannot get it going into the turn. I think the low line is a lot better going in. If he could stay maybe side by side here, he might have him. I think he does. Yep, Barker. Nothing he can do. Meanwhile, Grandy has held off Spangler. Spangler's nowhere near him, so we'll check this battle back here for 7th and 8th. As we got 3 to go, getting close to that white flag. Right now, Barker's going to go down on the low line if he can't protect that 7th place spot. Because he sees right now, time is running out. Joe Moose right there on the bottom. Kemper man's going to go to high side. And 2. Joseph Grandy. Spangler, white flag one more time. This man here all night long. He's led it. So he's going to come out 3 and 4 and going to win it. Spangler, Hines going to come home in 2nd. And Barker and company will watch them come out of 4. And drag race. Nope, Barker's going to get it. Good run here tonight for these guys. Good run. You can't get a word with some of them. Bring up old John up here and get a word with him. John, Joanne the Boots, got a copy?
I do, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what, a little rough start early on, but he was able to bounce back and get up to 3rd.
Yeah, 18 to 3rd. That's not a bad night. The heat race, I don't know what happened. I never really even went back and looked at it, but they stacked up, and I went to the pits to get a faster pair, and they said I entered a closed pit, so I was like, I'll just park it.
Well, I tell you what, man, you also got the Hard Charger Award here tonight, so that's awesome. Be able to come up through the field like you did. I mean, how was the track and car?
Well, the track was fine. You had to, really kind of put your big boy pants on and get up there against that wall and run, which is, I don't have a problem doing. That's a lot of fun. I just got caught up in a couple things coming through the pack there, and that kind of hurt me at the end. I think those guys just had fresher cars, and I sure would have liked to have a fresh car at the end there to see what I had for them.
Well, no doubt. Coming home 3rd here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yeah, I want to thank the good folks over at Cool Ray. I'd like to thank the cruise shop. Go out to the cruiseshopfw.com. I'd like to thank my teammates over here at Gambler. These boys are a lot of fun to have, go out and race with every week, and we get on quite spectacularly. And I'd like to thank my smoking hot wife, man. She still puts up with me and allows me to do this, and I just got to give her a big shout out and a big thank you.
And no doubt about it. Again, congratulations on that third place.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
There you go. Was old John Hine, man, doing what he needed to do. Well, this guy here, though, old Patrick Spangler, he tried, but just couldn't get enough. Patrick, Joanne Booth, got a copy?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, normally, seems like here lately, the pill draw stuff's not been your way, but tonight wasn't too bad. But was there anything else you could have got done to get up there to Grandy, or did the long green flag hurt you?
It's just I don't like this track at all. It's just one lane around the top, and I mean, we could have tried sliding there at the beginning when I was close to him, but we're just slowing us up and letting the guys behind us catch. So it's just trying to keep it clean for the points. I know some of the other points guys got into some wrecks, so just trying to keep it clean and just bring home podium.
Like you just said, man, points got a championship week coming up here, so not bad track. Came home here second. Got anybody you want to thank for it?
Just you for the awesome broadcast each week. Roger on the league. Triangles Racing with Randy there. He's got the win. Good race there. And Dad and Uncle back home watching.
There you go. That's Patrick Spangler bringing her home in second with this guy here in the Extreme E-Speed TV, Topside Tuesday, and Victory Lane. Grandy, Joy in the booth, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, man, you out front. Was you a little worried with those cautions earlier, though?
Yeah, I'm a rhythm driver. Cautions always worry me. Patrick's awesome in everything he drives, so he's a weapon regardless. But after we had a good long green run there for a while, I got comfortable. 1 and 2 was a little sketchy at times. 3 and 4 I was pretty comfortable with, but held on for the win.
No doubt. Like you said, man, tough here tonight. Was you more of a top side here on this track, or did you maybe like the bottom but just wanted to stay up top?
Nah, it's always top side at Port Royal. That's why there's so many accidents. Everybody's fighting for the same spot.
Tell you what, you actually got the spot they wanted. Put it in Victory Lane here tonight for the Extreme E-Speed TV Topside Tuesday. Got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, all the guys over at Training Wheels Racing. Congrats to Patrick on second. Appreciate you, Joe, for doing the broadcast. Coast to Coast, all their sponsors, all the guys behind the scenes, and my beautiful and wonderful girlfriend, Olivia.
There you go, Pat. Tell you what, winner tonight, old Joseph Grandy doing it. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here in just a few. We got some pickup trucks on the asphalt side. We'll be back here in a few.
Before they go fast and start to power slide, we salute you with the big blocks 4 wide, the crowd pounding, earth shaking, window rattling beasts of the Northeast. It's the big block modified Super Dirt Car Series.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
All right, folks, here we go. Now we're going to switch it over from the dirt side to the asphalt side. And we're going to Charlotte here, Motor Speedway, for some trucks here. And I know they're going to be in Charlotte, a real-life race here, the Cup race, Xfinity race and so forth. This coming week, and it's actually my backyard, not too far away from it. But tonight we got the Extreme eSpeed TV, and actually this is the Mission 22 Lucy Olson sponsors. Roger gets up here and starts beating me. But I'm going to say we're going to look like we're going to have us a good race. You know, it's going to be... We were just talking a little bit about Charlotte. So we can sit here to grid up, or actually go to qualifying. Charlotte is a momentum style track. Now, several years ago, the replay took place and iRacing redid it. It breeds, like we were talking, the first 10 to maybe 15 laps. You almost can step this thing wide open. Crack the throttle a little bit. You don't use a lot of brake here. The problem with that is that tends to help out aggressive drivers. And like what you said there, Brendan, the pit window might only be 25, 30 laps of a 60-lap race. The problem I see with that is if the guy out front gets a huge enough lead, and the guy in second's trying to save tires, he's going to lose on the guy out front. By the time he starts benefiting from his tire saving, well, he's not going to gain. And guess what? The pit cycle is going to cycle around. And you know and I know, green flag stops. If you've got, let's say, a second lead, well, guess what? Usually that second turns into 1.5, 2 seconds on a green flag stop.
Yeah, that's for sure. And going back to that, what we were saying earlier about getting out front, and that leader getting a good gap on it. And I know when we ran here last season, I was the one leading out front, had a couple second gap, and then I think it was Bob Light came back in and hunt me down. I wore my tires out. He played with the tires, and he ended up getting me on the last lap of the last turn. So, we should see what happens here.
Yeah, and you're right. And, with that scenario, it can play out both ways, like you just said right there. That's the flip side. So let's talk about that a second. You just mentioned. So, on the contrary of what I said, the guy gets out front. He's not able to make up enough ground and pit stop. But, there again, if he does not get a huge enough lead, let's say he only gets 2-second lead, something really small, not a 6-8 second lead, because I maybe a 2-second lead, like what you just mentioned, the guy back there with those newer tires, he'll start cutting tenths off of your time, maybe several tenths. He might even get up to like a half a second or so, but he's going to stay there. And like what you said, if he plays with pit strategy enough, it might benefit him. And a lot of times in Charlotte, we do come about pit strategy because this is such a momentum style track. Once you get into a rhythm here, it's just the same cycle over and over and over. But with the new surface, it doesn't become hard on tires. I think it's more the drivers that are hard on tires. Me personally, because you get a sense of that Superman feeling on new tires. Boy, I got a great truck. It's handling great. I'm going to push it. Well, guess what? About that lap 12, that great truck. Ain't wrong.
Yeah, it's funny you say that when you go and you look at the look at the setup notes for the specific setup that they're running. It specifically states just because you can run full throttle doesn't mean you need to run full throttle. So it kind of brings back that point of, hey, just because you can don't mean you should.
Right, and there you go. So it all depends on how the leader. I think the leader dictates a lot here. Just from what I've seen in the past, and some of these, again, we go back to that. If that leader pushes the envelope and gets way far out, I mean, if he blasts a field 5-10 second lead, second place, third place, you're in trouble if you're trying to save tires at that point. If the leader doesn't get far out, then okay, I think the saving tires. And I mean, in time will tell. Like what you said, what will be the pace here? What will do it? Because Charlotte is one of these places where, like you, I mean, you just said it perfectly. Just because you can run wide open, don't mean you want to, or you need to, or you have to. But it's hard as a driver. I mean, Brandon, I know you've been a while since I've raced, but it's hard as a driver not to want to when that truck feels so planted.
That's absolutely, man. And even when we're running like the open races and things like it's just in the official races, it's we'll go in and cars hooked up, man. You just want to go ahead and go, and we'll go back and look, and we're falling off, and the guys behind me are catching me, and so it goes back to like just said, just because you can don't mean you should, and hopefully tonight we get to see some of that play out. That's what I'm really looking forward to. We got 31 trucks, 30 something like that. I'd say 30 trucks, give or take. It should be it's either going to be eventful or it's going to be fun.
Well, and normally if it gets spread out, it's not too bad. We're going to sit here and look at the grid right fast here tonight. So Charlotte is one of these tracks. It's one of the most popular tracks on iRacing, which due to the fact it's one of the free tracks, but still one of the most popular tracks on here because it's, we've been talking about tires. We've been talking about what it might take to win here. We've not really... And when I say this, I don't really want it as like, oh yeah, taking away from drive. It is probably one of the easier tracks to race at, because of the tire wear, because of what we've been talking about. I think, anyways, because of you can race this track two different ways. You can be very aggressive at it, like what you're saying, wide open there for the times until the tires fall off, and hope you get a big enough lead and the guy behind you don't catch you, or be moderate, hope that the leader don't get too far away from you, and you're able to catch him, man, and make some good pit strategies. Maybe get a caution, timely caution to right favor. I think that brings about this place here is why a lot of people like it, because there's multiple ways. And then again, I take it back to, I don't know if you've never raced here on iRacing, or if anybody's ever raced it in real life. I've never had, but it's not one of the toughest tracks to get around. I guess lack of a better word. I don't want to take anything away from drivers or anything.
Yeah, it's not. I see what you're trying to say, and ultimately, it's not a lot. It's not one of those skill tracks, right? If we were to put it back on the EA Sports video games way back in the day or something like that, this is one of those tracks where if I want to just get out and go, I'm going to select this, and in this case, in this situation, I mean, I think, we'll see. The only thing that I can see playing out is just from experience from last time I ran here with them, that middle lane had better momentum than the bottom lane. That top lane had better momentum than the bottom lane. So that's something to kind of play out.
Can get pushy at times. Turn 4 can. But what's funny, turn 2 though, usually it can get kind of a little loose, coming off. So it's kind of a transition between the two there, like you're saying. And now we are talking about the trucks, which are probably some of the most planted. Well, I say that the next gen car is pretty planted, but if we take it back, and I know you know here, Brandon, take it back maybe maybe 1 or 2 generations back. Now I'll say with the Fusion and the Monte Carlo. Yeah, you take it back, then you've got your hands full, because that car was like, wow.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's really cool, because I think their lights are already out. The front row, these two guys up front, 2 fast guys. I know Jason personally, but Cody's one. I think he's going to set the tone for today's race.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. Pace lights off. We're going to get set here to go to Mission 22, restart. Lucy Olsen green flag here tonight. We got the Extreme E-Speed TV Topside Tuesday. Remember, next week we crowning champs on all divisions here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. Pace car takes that hard left turn. I'll go through the tri-oval. And we are racing here tonight like under the lights here at Charlotte. Did it Hand and Graham up there. So you make a whole new name with that one.
Yeah, Jason down into turn 1 here, man. He's one of the guys that I actually run with myself, so it's fun to see him up there and get the pole in his first race tonight. This is his first race with Coast to Coast Racing League, so see how it goes.
And definitely right now that bottom lane will be what you want. Eventually you're going to try to diamond it off into those turns and kind of just let her coast and let it coast right off that turn as it comes out of 4, sends it all through the tri-oval. Get your tires down there, man, near the white, kind of go up in there, and you just see it kind of just groove. Let the truck kind of float through there a little bit. You don't push the envelope, but you can see the top lane not working. Again, we don't know how much that might be, and is just saying, you know what, I'm going to save tires. But this is what I was talking about earlier. It dictates what that leader wants to do. You see Hand, if he is saving tires, he's going to fall. He doesn't want to fall. There's a fine line between how much saving and how close he stays to those guys in front.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely needs to at least stay on the back of the 30 there and kind of stay in that pace. Stay within the top 5, top 6, and then play it out from there.
Yeah, and I'm with you, and that's what exactly we was talking about in the front. But it looks like these guys up front, again, we go back to that. You feel like Superman on new tires, and this is the product of it. Well, we can race, we can side by side. Yeah, wait till about like a lap 11 or 12, and that truck's going to start plowing like a freight train going into the turn. It won't turn. You'll be like, what is going on? And it felt great. Now it's like, I don't know. I'm going to have to back the turn up. Don't know what I'm going to do. But everybody's just right there on top of each other.
Yeah, they're actually running a lot harder than what I thought they were going to run to start this race off. And then it doesn't shock me that Hand did what he did. But it is shocking me that Brennan's running as hard as he is right now. But we'll see.
I see what Hand, and at least Hand is doing exactly what we were talking about he needed to do. Keep him right there in his sights, because he's going to have to make up that. And as close as he is, as long as it stays that gap, then his game plan will pay off. Granted, there's no cautions. Cautions is the only thing that can mess up this game plan that Hand's got right now.
No, there it is right there.
Oh, is Hand going to make it through it? Oh, yeah, he scoots on by. Well, that's our salty dog caution. Go back here on our Malcolm Mills replay. Looks like late. Got the end piece on that one. What happened? Oh, just a little contact between the two. Came up the track hard into the wall. Well, the truck's involved in that one, but yeah, that's just a product of hard racing right there. Two guys going same spot, and again, you talked about it. We've talked about it there a couple times. Truck gets tight. And just a simple little push up the track. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of shocked that they were racing as hard as they were. But I mean, when you look at it, it's racing. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, and we've mentioned it. There's a couple ways to go here, and like you said it, just because you can don't mean you should. And it didn't pay off for him right there. And I think Hand might be the one here who's probably going to benefit the most from this. He dropped back. I can tell already he looks like he's the one that maybe is going to try to play the semi-conservative route here. Not, be very aggressive on the tires early on. Some of those other guys up there. But now he only has to deal with Steven Goldner. But does he let, somebody like Atlanta, I hope I said that right, Dominic, does he let him go by? Does he let Flero go by? Does he let a couple of those guys behind him go by and still play that little kind of, I'm going to wait till the first pit stop here and see what my truck and tires will do maybe on a longer run if we get it?
Just working with him, I'm going to say no. Just, talking with him, I don't think he will. I think...
Would you do it? Would you do that in his... Now that you've seen... You didn't know that at first with those trucks up there battling. But now that you've seen the scenario play out, would you say, okay, well, would I give up a couple more and just ride?
No, it's go time. I mean, it's for the first stint, it's go time. I want to get out front. I want to get out front and control the pace of the race. I don't want to be chasing. Okay. And if I can control entry, if I can control exit of the race, then that's where I'd rather be. I don't want to, like I did last season.
I'm going to be the guy behind you running, because I'm the opposite, because I like the fact of I'm gonna follow a guy in front, see what he's doing, and that way I don't kind of overdrive my truck or car. Yeah, I'm gonna follow you then.
See, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Just don't get in the back end of me. That's all I ask.
No, and there you go. I mean, but you see where I'm coming from on following you.
Yeah.
Is I'm gonna follow what you're doing, and kind of get a feel on what these tires. I mean, we're 7 laps in. Yeah, I think these things will last to maybe lap 15. I don't think you'll really start seeing change in the truck to maybe lap 10. And his caution obviously is going to slow him down. Probably got, 5 hard laps on him right now, maybe, give or take.
Yeah.
So, really, you don't know what that truck's going to do once the tires start to wear out yet.
You're making me second guess myself. now I want to wait till about lap 15.
I've always, and that's just always been how I am. I'm a race like this. I do love Charlotte, but a race like this doesn't benefit my style unless it plays into my hand, which kind of is like what hand is having right now. It's playing into his hand. I will sit back because I feel like, I'll just go ahead and say it, my skill level can't dictate the race. Okay, there's some guys that can. There's some guys that get out front. They can run the field and know their truck hit their lines and not have to worry about it. But there's some that get out there, they do great when they're following someone, but as soon as they get out front, guess what? They overdrive their car or truck. Or they overdrive the turns and so forth.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
That's why. That's the only reason I do it. Yeah, that's the only reason. We'll see what Han does. I mean, it's interesting because he did fall back. Now he's got to worry just about Goldner. And, I mean, if he's still playing that strategy, I'd fall right behind Goldner and just run right there in his tire tracks. Because Goldner seems like he wants to run, keep him honest. Keep him right there, like you said, in his front view. Like Goldner's wanting to run his truck hard and has run it harder than Han. So he's going to run those tires. Should be a little worn than what Han had. And, you've got, I think it's Dominic and Bentonfield. Looks like Dominic's got a little damage. Maybe got a little contact from that incident. So this is a big track. Aerodynamics do play a factor.
I was about to say, I think that's going to hurt him a little bit. Especially with the setup they're running, too. I know that the cooling of the engine and things like that, they're using the fixed setup, but they're using the open fixed setup. So it's a little bit freer, a little bit looser.
Yeah, because this place is a tight track. You're right. I mean, that's the one thing about Charlotte is it will get way tight. And a lot of guys, there's only a couple ways on a fixed setup you can free it up. Put 2 tires on. That's the first way. Brake bias is probably the only other way I know of.
Yep.
Or, well, really, that's the only other ways I know of. I mean, you see a lot, maybe some 2-tire stops, but pace cars in. Let's see what they do up front. You got Goldner. He's going to lead to the field.
Green.
And then you got Han right there behind him, and it looks like Han might do what we were talking about. Just ride there with Goldner. Stick to that game plan he was talking about earlier, and when you see what Dominic back there, he's probably knows Dominic's got a little bit of a damage. But you see how Han goes into that turn right there? He didn't push the truck. He just lets it glide. Yeah, he lost a little bit of speed. He sees Flero coming. I won't be surprised if he lets Flero just go.
Yeah, we'll see here going into the corner. Going into one, I think Flero's going to get to him. A big wreck in the back.
Robert Lynch here, but let's go to the Malcolm Mills replay and see. Get a wider view and see what happened here. Is a bunch of 2x2. Looks like a truck got in the wall. Not quite sure who that was. Oh yeah, and then it just came off, and then Robert took flight. He got a truck. It's like John Hine. He's up on his side, but Robert, man, he went to space.
Yeah, I'm going back and looking at it myself now, and yeah. A little bit of contact back there.
Bounced off a wall, man. And that's another we ain't talked about. Wall here's like glue. You can get stuck on it.
Oh, he did go for a ride. Holy.
Topside.
Better get his pilot license.
Well, now you're probably start feeling a little bit of the tires, a little bit of the pushiness, and etc. Guys wanting to come in. That's interesting. Bentonfield. you know, we talked about this last week. Hey, look, if you're back there in 15th on back, why not come on in? I'd say it's maybe a little early. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what they do. Let's watch Bentonfield to see if he just takes 2 tires, if he takes a full 4. Got the right side up. Gonna take 4 tires, so. Looks like, what I said, Gary Eagleco?
Yep.
He only took, well, he's at 7 seconds. I don't know if he took 2. Normally you take 2 if you're going to take fuel, you might as well take 2. Looks like everybody else. Looks like Buchanan 12 seconds. Might have a little optional damage there, but probably took 2. Everybody else, Bentonfield, Roger Craig took 4 and 15 stops. I want to say, yeah, a lot of guys here. So you got Brendan Lacey, Mike Cranmer, did it on lap 6, 5 and 6 here. First stop. They got looks like more fuel maybe, and it's be a fuel mileage race.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on caution.
Yeah, that's the thing. Depending on the caution. I mean, I don't. Yeah, do you still, like I said, 25 to 27 is the window. If it goes green, that's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, all Stephen Goldner out front. He says free Kyle. Fortunately, got in trouble again. I don't know if Kyle's out there watching and in trouble.
Kyle, we miss you. We miss you.
Yeah.
At least you're not getting black flags on restarts.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. Getting in trouble.
Yeah, he's got a 3-week suspension. So I think he's got he's got.
On the other one.
Yeah, it's all divisions. I think he's got 1 more week left. So next week, and then that's it.
Yeah, but we're done after next week.
Oh well.
he's out for the season. So.
Yeah.
I mean, next week is actually the last one. It's week 12.
Oh.
We crown the champs for all divisions. Awesome. We're here tonight, live, Coast to Coast Racing Network, YouTube, OSR Network on Facebook. Like you just said, go check out c2crl.com. We've got the Extreme E-Speed Topside Tuesday here tonight. NASCAR trucks. We had super late models earlier on the dirt. Got the Hometown Heroes tomorrow night. That's going to be a good one. Got some car tours involved in that, so we'll see all 3 divisions of the wing sprints, 5 through 6 ends, and then check them out on the Coast to Coast Racing Network on Thursday as the pace car drops in. Stephen Goldner and company. Jason Hand up front. We'll see what he does as they get to the restart zone, and you see Goldner go. I think as fast as Flero was, does Hand get up here and battle with him? I don't know. I think right now, I think Hand's probably just going to drop back behind him.
Oh, another yellow here.
Like Thompson. Go off the. They just back there talking about it. Fall a little bit.
Oof.
Yeah. Another track here that, we're seeing those cautions like that. As we just watched that one on the Malcolm Mills replay. It takes us back to the aggressiveness of this track. It's almost like Dover. Dover, you diamond in the turn. Well, for a little bit, when that guy diamonds, you think you've got that opening to go on the inside. Track plays that way somewhat. Sometimes you get yourself into trouble if you're close enough to a car or truck.
Yeah, and with this track, it looks like he just kind of pushed to the wall and it jumped out. The wall jumps out at you here, at least it does for me, and it's unfortunate for sure. With what happened there, and I can't tell. I think it's the 36 just got caught in the middle.
Yeah, just sometimes you're the bad place at the wrong time. More guys going in. Looks like Jason Hand's going to come on pit road. So let's interesting to see what he does But he's one of the first top runners here to come on pit road, and that's kind of strange because as much tire saving I think he's been doing, I think he'd be one of the laters. But let's see.
Well, we've got 3 tire sets, so I just looked at that. It's 3 tire sets, not 2. So that could be part of it. If you got 2 on the.
He took 4 tires. We know on iRacing you're not able to put scuffs back on like in real life. Well, we'll just take off, talking about it. So once you change the set of tires, that's it. But with 60 laps, realistically, he should have maybe 1 set left if there's, let's say, a caution with 20 to go or something like that. Because at some point you've got to, because he's coming out in 13th. It's such a tough place to pass, too. On new tires, still a tough place to pass. You got to have the time to be able to get back through the field. And let's say this was even 25 laps to go. Would not be enough time, I don't think, for him to get back through that field to get back up front. You have a lot of cars to get by. He'd have to have some help and some luck.
Yeah, but you also know that you've also got Cody back there as well. So, look, whatever Cody does, I'm gonna do. Cody got that extra fuel cell on there too tonight, I think too.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. But you already seen he pitted at. He just did the lap 15 pit. Now he did not go for 4 tires that time. I don't know if he went pits the first time. He just went fuel only. So let's say he's still on his original set of tires. Can't tell if he's already put a new set on or not. Let's say he is on the original set. Not coming through this field.
No,
unfortunately
not.
So that takes us back to even if this was, let's say, 30 laps to go, he definitely he would need a lot of help to make it through the field. And I realistically, just by knowing how Charlotte plays out a lot, unless you do get the help and all, I would say you need to be in that top 5. Mike can be in the top 10 and pull it off, but it's still going to be tough. I'd want to be on new tires doing it, because if you're on an old set of tires, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not where he's at. No,
he's
in no man's land.
Yeah, that's right. You remember that, don't you, Tom? The Muscle Moose crew. That's right. I said that should be a new drink. Muscle Moose.
That sounds kind of good. Chocolate milk, maybe like a chocolate milk type of thing.
You got the muscle milk. I said they need Muscle Moose drink now. So here we go for the. And if you're new out there, folks, and we're talking about we call them moose. It's a Uzawa, I think is actually the way you pronounce it, but nicknames a Moose. Joe, Eddie, and Jacob Moose. Eddie is the twin brother of one of them. Might be a cousin. I might be telling you wrong, but it's a kick because a lot of these guys are from Canadian-based league. Most of the guys are. Got a lot more in this one than we did in dirt. But if you know anything about Canada, the first thing you're going to think about is mooses. And this is kind of where I got it from. Was saw the name Moose. I was like, yeah. Oh, many mooses. Many mooses is going to be there. And I think they had something on their. They had on their dirt car last week. I don't called it. On their front one of their cars, they had a moose flexing his muscle, and that's where I got the Muscle Moose milk. There we go.
I can dig it. I think it's cool that all of them are in brothers. This together, man.
They're all brothers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're all brothers. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like it. And it's family fun, man. Come on out here, race. Eddie's kind of the newer one of the group. Joe and Jacob, they started it. Good to see the family members out there, our friends, and all support. I like all family members to come out and support all the drivers. One of those things, since the Canadians here, I like to give them a hard time over the moose. I asked Roger Craig, has he ever seen one run through his front yard? He said no, but I've seen one. Yeah, don't want to hit that thing. Corey last or a couple weeks ago that's what he was saying. Is it? It's just like an oversized deer. I said, yeah. Well, what are you going to end up hitting with that thing? A freight train? Good grief!
Yes, oversized deer's an understatement.
I mean, wow. What? Oh,
I'm
even
good.
that
I'm
deer
not
alone.
trying to. Right.
Woo.
I'm just go ahead and kill my car, man. I'm good.
Yeah. Well, Roger just sent me a message earlier. Said on their cross country trucks up here, they have what they call moose guards on the front. So they don't have what they call bull bars like we would call them. They got moose guards up there. They are up there hitting big moose all the time. I've seen videos of them things. They look like elephants, man, walking down the road. It's like, yeah, they're huge. I'm with you, Tommy, man. Them things are huge. I mean, like elephants with antlers. I'm not messing with it. Does it get set to go back green? Pace cars in. Goldner and Company up here. Let's see what Falero does. He was coming up there pretty good. If you kind of look, though, Connor Ross went up 19 spots, so these cautions have definitely benefited him. He's going to be back there in the 4th place spot. Clevenger up 11, and 10 spots up for Falero. Dean Reynolds up there in 10th place spot. He's up 18, 19. Eddie Moose, we're just talking about him, up 10 spots. So we've got some guys that actually has climbed through the field with these cautions.
Yeah, man, that restart there looks like Falero either missed a gear or timed it. He dropped hard, man. Dropped all the way back from 2nd to 4th already, and going into turn 3 and 4 here. I don't know what happened there.
Just don't think Falero's got that preferred line on that outside. I think Ross is going to be able to get him, and that's going to open the door up there for Brendan Lacey. Lacey's going to be able to get it, but look at the 2nd place man. He just got tight, pushed up the track. That is not what old Falero wanted to see. That slowed him down.
Yeah, that was a hard push there. You'll see Connor. I think Connor's gonna catch here. He should be pretty good coming up through here. Looks like he may have been saving.
Actually, excuse me, that was yeah, is that Lacey? That's Lacey. He got tight too. Pushing that car awful hard on some older set of tires. I don't know if I want to push it down.
You got Goldner out here running 34s, and Ross is running 35s. It's I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah.
Oh, big wreck in the back. Ooh. Looks like going back and looking through it. Looks like some stuff happened up front, in front of Jason. I was back there watching him.
Sorry about that. Back here on this Malcolm Mills replay, it looks like very often. Right. On Jeff Fitzpatrick, starter of it, went off track. Back up. And that's another thing with this track. You can kind of go all through the infield, come back up a little bit. Easy to do. We talked about coming out of turn 4, get a little tight. Oh, yeah, he bounced off the wall. One truck went sliding off on pit road. Another truck just got turned on the front stretch. They all going through the infield. From there, oh, Jeff Hand was the one who came back up and pops the ball. I think that's what.
Well, it looked like
Hand was.
Nah, Jason. I think Jason got through it.
It looked like a truck. Off it.
Yeah, Offit gets into the wall, and then Rayner gets into the back end of him.
Yeah,
sending him through the infield.
Way sliding off. I mean, it wouldn't have brought a caution, because you can be off the track for a certain extent, if they wouldn't have came back up on the race service, and don't have a lot of control over that. And in front of them, looks like 2 trucks up there beating and banging, and kind of run. Boom, just ricocheted off the ball. He was the first one. Slide through the grass. That wouldn't have brought the caution where he's sitting way off the race service. Had to be that other one. Cody Green.
Looks like the next one
Cody Graham?
Krupa?
Yep. Him. Okay, Graham. If you watch Graham, Cody Graham, when he went off the track and came back, came straight back up right and power drive right into the wall. That would have been pretty much when the caution would have blew, because everybody else was off racing surface, or actually was still going straight when they came back on. Graham, unfortunately, lost it coming off the grass, hitting the back trying to slow up. Yeah. Fine there, that thing just kind of went boom.
I'd say it was pandemonium everywhere. You know what Jim Ross used to say?
That's it. Right. Lobber knocker.
Yeah, right.
And Tom says your eye level in the tree stand, you're good. I don't know about all that now. Up in the tree stand, thing coming up our eye level with me. I want to make sure I get a bigger tree.
Talk about the moose.
Yeah. I mean, you can have this tree, I'm going to the next one. Man.
So look, we got from, looks like from 10th on back. Now I don't know if it was willingly going into the pits or not, but 10th on back is in the pits all the way back.
They came out, and most of them took 4 tires. A couple of them looked like they just got fuel. Looks like Steven Bixler just got fuel, and Dominic just got fuel. Rest of them looks like they did get 4 tires, so they're getting close to that tire limit. I know you want tires, but at some point you're going to have to run a stint on those tires, and you can't just keep every 10 laps putting tires on it. Not if what you're saying, the amount that they had.
Yeah, I want to say, I'd have to ask. Actually, hold on, I can pull a
pit notes. Don't.
They do, but so does the session setup too.
Yeah, you can look at that. I can't look at it.
they got 3 total sets, 2 in the pits, 1 on the truck. So, like Jason's only got 1 set left. So I know for certain he's gonna let that one.
So there might be some guys out there that don't have any sets.
Potentially, yeah, and I know for sure.
In the back that have already pitted 4 times. Some of them only once and twice back there. Yeah, you got to really be careful. I'm with you. So Jason got that 1 set. That 1 set's not going on until until like
45, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I got a good solid 20 lap on a new set of tires or whatnot. So he has benefited from these cautions, and a lot of those guys coming in the pit. Now, that's what I was saying. That's where he needed the help. Remember, as I said earlier, in order to come to that field where he is, he needed help. The help came from a lot of those guys pitting in front of him. They instantly put him up in the 6th.
Yeah. No, I'm still looking at the Free Moon and Brennan Lacey. Man, he ain't touched the pit lane yet. He hasn't done anything. Neither has Clevenger, Sigel Cow.
Cautions have helped him. And again, we haven't really talked. This is a track that if it plays out right, track position can trump the new tires. I've seen it happen. It has to play out right, and that caution has to fall right, probably within 5 laps or a green-white checker. Okay, and he's going to need help if he's going to play that strategy. Which, as we go back green, which would mean he would need at least 2 or 3 cars behind him to stay out with him. So, yeah, because you see that gap he gets. Well, even Clevenger back there, who actually is not pitted. Actually, Lacey did pit. He pitted on lap 6, but he didn't put tires. He just put fuel. But Clevenger, you just see right there, that's what he needs. But let's go further on back here to Dean Reynolds, who is on new tires. Look at this. That's what I'm saying. This track sometimes is deceiving. You would think, man, I got new tires. I'm going to run the guy down. Not necessarily. Oh, Got a little contact. Well, that was a good save by old Joseph.
Oh, great save. Oh,
wow. Still trying to save him. The love tap right there by him. So, yeah, I mean, and then you see Hand. Remember I talked about how hard it was to pass? Look at this. He's still battling, struggling. Even though he got that, good help to get to where he's at. This track, I mean, we talked a lot about tires and fall off and so on. But we really haven't talked so much on how hard it is to pass here, too. And, I mean, we're seeing it. Look at Lacey out front. He might be playing that position game here.
One truck that I'm really want to kind of touch base on is this 25 truck, man. I've watched him come a long way. And for him to be sitting where he's sitting at right now, that's impressive.
Pickle Cole, I hope I said Pickle Cole. Yeah, he's up 14 spots. Now, he pitted on lap 11, his 7-second stop, so he's either got 2 tires on it or none. I mean, you can see Hand's going to come up to him, but you just saw how long it took Hand to get there. Again, take it back to if this was under 10 laps, Hand would just run out of time. Gary did disappear. Came back. But, I mean, he would just run out of time. And let's just see right here. New tires versus old tires. Let's see how long it takes Hand to get around him. Because I take it back. Look at the lap times between them. Yeah, Hand ran a 30.41 to a 62. He's, what, 0.2 faster. But 0.2, and he's going to need a little more to go blowing by him. And now he's got trouble with Flero. Is that Flero? Or that lap car? No, that's actually Dominic. Okay.
Yeah,
Dominic is. Well, no, Dominic's not on newer tires, but he just pitted. He might be on newer tires and all those. He's got to be. There's no way.
Three wide in the corner.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to do what he did and not be on a newer set of tires and all those guys. So he had to pit before. That truck right there had to pit way before those guys behind him did. Even though he pitted on lap 24, he only took fuel. He had to have pitted maybe prior and put tires on. That's the only way. Hey, I ain't going to take away nothing from his skill, but that's the only way he's going to make that move. Look that easy.
Joe, all I'm saying is Brennan has said it's time to leave the hotel.
Yes, he's gone. And again, if this thing goes green, all right, true to form, let's see what Dominic's time is. Now that he did get around it last time, he wasn't that much faster. But if he's only making a tenth, half-tenth, a tenth and a half across the line, let's say, okay, so it's 31.18 to 30. Yes, he's not even making a tenth. Yeah, he's going to be faster.
Yikes. I watched that.
Jason Hand went off the track. They were battling hard behind there. On the mountain, right there, you see the 335 machine on him.
Looks like.
And
looks like Gary just came into him. I don't know, maybe Jason came up.
Two guys, man, is going for the same real estate. Don't usually work out.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the wall, and boom, there you go. Now, if you're Lacey, I still don't even think I'd worry about Dominic. Even though he was, a touch faster. He was not, to me, and just by watching times over the course of a lot of races, to know what it takes for a car just to go by somebody. 700s is not enough for him just to go do what he did to those guys back there.
He's got to pit though. They got to get fuel. That's like when did he pit? He's coming in right now.
Well, the thing is though, is Dominic pitted on lap 24. The leaders did not. So they've been out there since I think like lap 11. So yeah, Dominic's going to benefit from that. Lero is too. Eddie Moose there, Goldner, all those guys, all the guys that are staying out pitted on lap 24. So that tells us, can they go 36 laps? Right, my math right?
23, 24.
We had 60 laps.
Yeah,
they pitted on 24.
Oh yeah.
Those 36 laps they'd have to go, and they go 36. You're telling me they don't go 25?
20. Yeah, it was when Jason was running. He ran 25 laps flat out, from what he told me.
Well, so at this point, Clevenger, Lacey, guys in the back that just pitted here lap 36, they might be all right because they only going to have to go 24 laps. Granted, no green white checkers, and now those guys will be even better that just pitted. Cautions come out. You know, I always say, I don't know the exact science, but I always say usually it's 4 laps of caution, maybe 5, say 4, and usually you're going to make at least 1 lap of green of fuel. Again, I don't know the exact science, maybe a lap and a half if you save fuel under caution. I'm talking about clutching it, turn it off, etc., do whatever you can. Give or take, I'm going to say a lap to lap and a half or so. But with that said, if the guys pitted on lap 36, go 24, and we can go 25, and there is a caution in between here, they might be okay for maybe 1 green-white checker. Maybe. Close.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I think, I mean, you got to also remember, too, with all the cautions we have had, it's, you know, we've got Goldner and Fitzpatrick and all. They've been in the pits for a while. They only get 1 fast repair. So, you know, you got to figure a lot of the cars have been taken out. So, I'm seeing, 19 cars out there?
You're right out there, Showtime. You know, you always want 4 tires, but we've been talking about that. You only have 3 sets, and one of those sets is what you started with. So you can't just go throwing tire on tire on tire every time you get a caution. And I like them limiting that because then that throws that scenario out, because that's what guys would do. Oh, there's a caution, I'm putting new tires on. There's a caution, I'm putting new tires on. You would see that cycle. I mean, that would be a no-brainer, really. But here, you've got to be a little more strategic with it. Even though it is, you know, a shorter race. I mean, if it was a 100-lap race, you had 3 sets, you'd have to really be strategic with it. I think you'd see a lot of guys then saving. You wouldn't see as much, I don't say you wouldn't see aggressive driving, you wouldn't see as much of it. Because you would need those tires to last, 30 laps? At least 25, 30 laps? A long time. Whereas here, we're talking maybe, I just got them to last maybe 15, 18 laps. Get me to that point. You've got 1 set, and let's say a caution here comes out with what? I'm going to say if a caution comes out here in the next 4 laps, hope it goes green, I'm going to say within the next 4, you're back there 10th, 15th spot, and you've got a set, put them on. And then drive the wheels off of it for the rest of the way. Because by the time they fall off, guess what? Race be over.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I mean, but it's got to happen. Now, there's a little flip side of that here real quick, Brandon, is that caution comes out in the next 10 to 11 laps. Then you got to think about, do I got enough time to make it through the field? You know, is the track position I'm going to give up?
I'm taking track position every day, Joe.
At that point, yeah. So, because we've already seen what Brendan did, and we've already seen how tough it is to pass. So, it all depends on if it goes green. Hey, if it goes green, the guys up front are going to have to pit. So, the guys that are sitting pretty on that deal is Connor Ross sitting back here in 9th place spot. Maybe I wouldn't be so aggressive. Maybe if I could get around a couple trucks, great. But I feel like those trucks in front of him is going to have to hit. I don't see them going 30, 36.
I think a damage on Flair is going to hurt him. He's got left or right side damage.
Now he's looking good. He likes the battle behind him. That's kind of helping him. But here comes Goldner. He's just going to make short work of him. He's just going to go on the inside, take that spot away. Is Eddie going to be able to get down on the bottom? Not quite yet. You got Joe Moose right there with him. And Dr. Dibble Doe. Never heard of it.
Must be a
Edible
Canadian thing.
cookie dough bar. Gotta be. Well, I mean, Joe's from USA, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. Goldner, Flero, Ross right there. And we just talked about Ross. He's the guy that is actually on, I don't know if he's on the fresher tires, but he did pit at lap 36 at a 10-second stop. Might have put 2 tires on. That thing, think about it. He's definitely got enough fuel to make it all the way. Right now, he's just going to probably be, I'm going to say, be a little patient. Watch what these guys up here, you definitely don't want him to wreck, take him out. As you see, Goldner's going to try to make short work of Dominic up here up front. But I say keep an eye on the man, Ross. If the longer it goes green, the more it benefits him. And I might think about taking a little more aggressive than I thought he would. I mean, you don't want Steven and them to get too far out because never mind, there's the caution. Everything I was saying is out the book. Still, this doesn't change anything. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay and see what happens. It still doesn't change anything. It looks like they go 3 wide. Nah, it's not going to work. Boom! Oops, and back up the track. This is not a self-cleaning track, by the way.
No, it's not.
So
Brakes are on the left.
Yeah. See what? Let's go back on our scenario here. Even though this caution came out here, I still don't think these guys have got enough to make it all. You're not gonna. They could probably say, yeah. There we go. Just answer my question. You could try to save all you want, but it's not gonna do it. Connor Ross is sitting in the catbird seat at this point, and Brendan Lacey, who came in there. So it's their race, and then Jason Hand perfectly played in his hand. Pun intended there.
Yeah.
Strategy wise. I mean, so now it's who's got the better tires, because they all did, excuse me. Ross did not. And did 24 seconds. That tells me he either got a penalty or he got damage on that truck he did optional. Looks like the rear, a little bit it crinkled. If the front got hurt or not, but so he probably did some optional. While you're there, you might as well put 4 tires if you're going to wait 24 seconds. Crazy not to. Lacey has new tires at a 16-second stop. So Ross, he's either got 2 or none. But that don't, I mean, we seen it earlier. Now it's probably going to be 17 to go.
It'll be 14.
Yeah, about 14.
13 to go.
He could probably hold them off. What he wants to see is Hand and Lacey battle for a couple laps. That's the ideal situation. Those 2 guys battle side by side for, hey man, give me at least 2 laps, all right, to get out front. 2 seconds.
I know the driver in that 54, man, and it's Jason either has amazing luck or he has terrible luck. That there is no in between for him.
Well, remember earlier he took the conservative route. Now though, it's to the point of the go time where he could try to say, well, you know what, I'll let Lacey go and run down Ross, let them. That might not help him because time might just run out, because we don't know how long it might take Lacey to catch Ross. Remember what happened earlier? You know, when Lacey was out front. We haven't talked much about the aero push. It is a thing in real and on iRacing. Get so close to a truck, that truck starts wanting to plow. Can't make up that little barrier.
Shout out to Roger Craig, by the way. He's in 5th. That's
747 man.
Hey man, the salty dog.
I know. That's what I always like saying. 747. He said he was out here practicing the trucks earlier while the dirt race was going on. You turn the she ain't learning. I hear you. Yeah, at this point you gotta give it all his work. But Roger Craig, he said he was out here trying everything he can. He is one of the salty dogs, so he's one of the old guys out here. He said they let him out of the home every once in a while. I kind of feel like maybe they don't let him out of Hardee's every once. If you don't get that joke, folks, go to if you have a Hardee's near you, you would know what a Hardee's is. That might be a southern thing, southern restaurant. I don't know if they're out west or, but anyways, Go there about 8 o'clock in the morning, and you'll have every old person there drinking their coffee, guys hanging around. I said, that's where I need to go, man, when I get old, which will be 50 next month.
I'm about to say, by that age, it's the McDonald's.
I'm getting there, so, yeah.
It's the McDonald's where I'm at, man. Everybody goes to the McDonald's around here. So.
Biscuit King too to get them around here. So I was just to say I'm hitting that 50 mark, man, next month. So I'm getting there. So I can fall in the group with those guys. But yeah, I like to sell Roger Craig. I try not to talk to him about too much. Usually I do. He ends up hitting something. So I see him doing good. I'm like, I should be quiet.
Well, that's the case. Let's jinx him up. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, that's it. Showtime out there talking about let her eat. Well, and we're talking about it. If I'm hand right now, there is no holding back. I got to go. We just said it. You're going to have, lights are off, but you're going to have 14 laps when they go green.
Yeah, let her rip, dictatorship.
Yeah, that is pretty much a full, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a full, wide open stint of new tires. No, they're not on exactly new tires. They're on new enough. And it's all going to matter on how Connor Ross gets out front. He gets a great jump. And if Hand and Lacey get back here battling side by side, and they get separated. About to see. Pace car's in. I'm set to go green. Excited here at Charlotte under the lights. Got our Extreme E-Speed TV Topside Tuesday. Pickup trucks, the asphalt. Connor Ross going to lead them. Green flag. He gets a good jump. Exactly what he wanted right there. Lacey and Hand to go side by side. Now he just needs to separate himself. And Hand needs to clear Lacey quick. And it looks like he did. So that's the best scenario for Hand. Unless Lacey's going to get back up there. And, this is the best scenario Hand could have got right here. Perfect. And that is not what Hand wanted. Wow. Now this is the other scenario. Watch Jeff Flero back here. Austin. Came down in front of the field and there got obliterated. Yeah, this is not what Hand wanted to see. This is not the look that he needed. He was about to take that lead. Connor Ross, I think, was a sitting duck. Now he's got to do it all over again. And the problem with this time,
on the outside.
Sitting outside. Yep. Lacey's going to be the one. So this here, I like dirt. Where guess what? Lacey would have got his position back because wow, I think anyway. Here, time's running out because caution laps count. We're going to be less than 10 when we go back green. But he's going to be on that outside. And I've said it a couple times. I don't know about you, man, Brandon, but I would much rather start third, fourth, or fifth than I would second on a restart because I just can't see the leader when they go. A lot of times it's like I can when I'm right behind him.
Yeah, that's got a lot to do with the setup. I'm the same way. I don't know if you've ever noticed it. When I do the restarts in the cars tour or anything, but man, you put me in second place, and that's I'm good. Put me in third. Yeah. Put me in anything on the inside. Even put me in fourth. Don't put me in second.
I can still see the leader go, as opposed to second. You're relying a lot on hearing, unless maybe you're on VR and you're looking out your side, but then you're not paying attention to the green. You're still going to get. I'm not saying every driver's that way, but if I had to pick, I'd want to be third, fourth on back.
It also depends on the track, but yeah, if I'm running at a track that it's outside dominant,
late track probably don't matter. Late track, yeah, everybody gonna start equal then. If the leader gets so far to jump out front, guess what's gonna happen there? They're gonna run him down. Brake train.
Yeah, but if I'm starting at somebody like Auto Club or even Michigan, I'm cool on the outside. But a track like this, nah. I mean, unless Hand can pinch, which I'm not trying to give him any hints, but unless he can kind of get that middle lane, like I was saying earlier, get that middle lane, try to get use the middle lane to get the run off. But
he is faster than Lacey. He was able to pass him, but you saw Lacey even get back to the bumper of Hand once he made that pass. Now he's going to have the daunting task of, I've got to get started. I gotta hope that Lacey doesn't get a good start and get beside me. Again, I still go back to that scenario. If I'm Ross, give me 2 laps of you guys battling. That's all I need. I'm gonna walk away from it, because at now, when we go back green, I'm gonna say probably 8 to go, give or take 1 or 2. You give me 2, you got 6 laps to run me down. I'll take that.
Or,
I mean, there's no question that I don't think Hand, if he gets clear, can run Ross down. I don't think that's the question. It's a matter of, does he got enough time to run him down, or will he have enough time to run him down?
or you. If I'm Jason, I'm gonna try to get the best start I can possibly get.
Yep.
If I can't, right? If I can't, I'm gonna let Brennan by without letting Roger by. I'm gonna let Brennan by, and then just tuck in behind Brennan and let Brennan lead the way until we get to the closing laps.
Well, let me throw out something to you on that. You saw how fast Hand was to go around Lacey. What if Brendan's not fast enough to run Ross down? Then that throws back on Hand. Then I've got to go back by, or I'm never going to catch. Ross is just going to grow in that lead, and the more he grows it, the more ground I got to make up. What do you do in that scenario? I mean, it's a toss-up. See where you're kind of tossed up, like, come on, you know. It's a bad situation. That caution he didn't need to see. He needed the thing to go run green. He was about to get the leader. I think it was just a matter of just another lap or 2. He would have came around Ross. So now it's a case of, can he get back around Lacey on this restart? Can he get back to the bumper of Ross? Which I think if he can clear Lacey here, if he gets an outstanding restart and clears Lacey and gets down low, Ross is in trouble. If he can't, then the more that they race side by side, it benefits Ross.
Yeah, you said Ross got what was his pit stop?
He pitted on 36, but he only had a 10-second side. All of them are on 36, top 6 or something. But you've got Hand on newer tires. Lacey's on 4 tires. Roger Craig's on 4 tires. So don't keep Roger out of this thing either. He's still got 4 tires up there. Can muscle his way to the front. Might have a good finish too. So, I mean, we're talking about these guys up here. You know, Lacey's the only, Ross is the only one that is on the older set of tires.
I'm gonna throw the dark horse finish here.
What's that?
I'm gonna throw the dark horse finish. All right, I'm gonna throw the dark horse finish. It's gonna be Hand. It's gonna be Lacey, Craig. 1, 2, 3.
If they don't kill themselves while they're up front, we'll see. Pace cars in. Here we go. We're gonna be 9 to go here. I know Ross is like, give me about 2-3 laps of you guys battling. I need to get away from you. Play with him on the start. He wants to let, that's a beautiful, man, that's what Hand did not want to see. Now can Lacey run Ross down? That's the thing. But he wants to see Hand get back up there on the back bumper of Lacey. And he wants to see it. Look at Craig. Craig got stuck up on the top side, though, unfortunately. I think he's got enough tires to muscle his way back around.
As long as they don't kill themselves, yes.
Yeah, here we go. Lacey, Ross now up front trying to hold off Lacey. And I think it's going to be a matter of time. Lacey, now you pointed this out. I think at this point, you got some guys behind him there, man. It's got new tires just like Hand and them. They might get up here in the scenario. But you pointed this out. This is what Hand wants to see. Get Lacey up there to battling with Ross. Because it just looks like that truck is not doing what it needs to do. Time's running out. Whew, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking
sketchy up front.
I'm watching this back. There's a big battle for what looks to be 5th on back.
Yeah, it's Craig and him right there. They're side by side, almost 3 wide. You got Lacey. I think Lacey now's got that inside, what he needs. Don't count out that truck, though, who pitted at lap 37 with 4 tires. That's 61. He's got a lap newer tires than any of these guys, and it's showing dividends right now. The problem is he don't need those guys been getting up there in the front. That's Jacob Moose. He's got Moose muscle, man, right now. And he's got time to get around these leaders with 8 to go. What is it, 8 to go?
I'm showing 6 to go at the line.
Okay.
6 to go at the line.
Yeah, it's a little small on my screen. The 6 look like an 8. But yeah, I mean, he's got time. And newer tires, and he definitely would love to see this. Yeah, y'all two get side by side, and I'll just go shooting on the outside of it. I mean, or better yet, Ross just get in the inside of it and push him up the track, and I'll go to the inside. Cross your fingers either way, man. Or I'll just push one of you out the way. Oh, you see them new tires paying dividends right now. You got it hammered down. There's no tire saving right now. Moose needs to be like a moose. And looks like he's going to take Lacey. No? Not able to get in there. Diamonds it off in the corner. Hand just looks like the truck's just not handling the way he wants it to right now.
He just got a massive run off the corner, though.
Okay, dude, got that draft. I mean, we not talked about draft. You do get a little bit here coming off the turns. Can he sustain with it? And I think it's going to be a matter of time. Lacey's just going to be, I mean, move.
Yellow flag.
Oh, yellow flag. Now, this is going to make it interesting because this will put us in Eddie Moose, too. So somebody killed one of the mooses on the track. It's Michael Mills replay. Yeah, a little contact to try over there. They talked about it in it. Birdie says, you know what? You're sliding anyways. I'm going to let you go on slide and finish it off. So this right here, Connor Ross has just basically got to run for his life because he's going to have Jacob Moose on his back bumper. And I'm about a limb here, Brandon. Would you think about going to the outside on the restart here? I mean, even if you're the leader and you get the advantage because you're putting Jacob Moose on the inside or on the inside behind Lacey instead of putting Jacob behind you. That's the reason I bring that up.
Well, they don't get lane choice, right?
Okay,
which is unfortunate.
They don't get lane choice. Okay,
which is we ain't got that far yet. However, so we're gonna go. It's gonna be a green light checker. I'm one to always, and the guys laugh at me, when I say I'm gonna throw something and see if it sticks. Ross is gonna drop back. His tires are bad.
Yeah, but then he's gonna take a chance getting run over. I'm throwing out all the scenarios here because it's definitely I'm with you. It's a chess match. It's.
What if he pits? What if he pits here? Gets tires.
He's done.
Well, you go back.
You got a green light checker. Why would you give up the lead?
Because cautions breed cautions.
But there's not going to be enough green light checker attempts for him to come through that field.
Oh, there is only 2, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so what we unlimited? I don't think he would be able to come through the field with enough of them.
I mean, look, man.
I know miracles have happened, Joe.
Hey, look, 1980 it happened. I mean, I figured it could happen here.
Yeah, true. All right.
No, I don't know. Like he's in a bad spot because you
basically just hammer that thing and go and just pray that Jacob does not clear Lacey very fast and get on my back bumper. Because if he gets on my back bumper with a white flag to go, he could very much get me tight going into the turn and push me up the track. And if he does that, then he's going to shoot right on by. So I go back to that scenario we was talking about with Hand earlier. It's going to depend on if Jacob gets around Lacey quick.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I wouldn't pit here.
Well, there's no way. I mean, I'm in top 10. I'm not pitting at this point. No, there's no way. Maybe if I'm back there in 18th spot or something, I might think about it.
All of them are a lap down, ain't they? They're all a lap down.
The first lap down car I'm showing, actually,
should
I don't
be Cody.
show any of them. Cody, but he's out of the race.
Yeah, so the first car in the lead lap is Steven Bixler. He's in the 16.
Okay, Cody just came out of pit, so Cody just came out. So he's the first one, 17 cars, or 16 cars on the lead lap. So yeah, if I'm back there in 16th, 15th, I'll come in. Why not? I got to lose.
Did any of them do it?
Might gain a couple spots. You know, hey, I'm not going to win the race, but heck, I might gain 5 spots, get a top 10. No.
Steven took your advice. Is Jonathan still on the lead? Jonathan took your John Krupa took your advice.
And you've got Barry Goldner.
Yeah.
Joe Moose and Stephen Goldner. All pitted just now. And only 3 of them, though, took tires. So tell me the other 2 had a tire.
And you got to remember now, the top 10 transfer to the Xfinity race.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, top 10 transfer to the Xfinity race. So a lot of the guys that are in the back, you know, the Mike Kramers, the Clevengers, the Offits, even Roger, you know, a lot of these guys are shooting for top 10, you know, and that's kind of that's actually the goal that I gave Jason tonight was, hey, I just making the top 10. We want to get you racing
the newest set of tires of anybody I don't want to say anybody in the top 10, but sitting there in 6th, he put it at 43 with new tires. Then it would be Jacob at lap 37. So either way, here we go. It's first green, white checkered. Let's see what happens. Ross is probably thinking, okay, let's go green and then let's go yellow. Let's get to the next one and let's do that again, and I'll just get out of Dodge here. You know, that's probably yeah. Here we go.
Trying to back into a win here.
Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, hey, get it how you can get it. So,
that's right.
Face lights off, so going to be Ross to be able to hang on. Lacey, Jacob, and Roger. Yeah, those guys up there going to pull this thing off. Been interesting to see. Green white checkered attempt number 1. Charlotte here tonight. Lights. It's just a nerve-wracking experience for drivers when you're in this situation. Sometimes you don't even know what the other guys have, but pace car's in. Ross needs start of his life. Jacob does too. Jacob pulls up on that back ball, and Jacob, man, got a huge. This is not what Ross wanted to see. No, it is not. Wow.
Yikes. This could be a tight run right here to the finish here.
Yeah, this is not what Ross wanted to see. Yeah, he's done. Yeah, those new tires, there's nothing Ross can do. Oh, except for that.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Boom.
No
Into the
way.
wall. Are you kidding me? No. No. Now, I'm not quite sure on, we'll go back on the Malcolm Mills replay and watch it one time. We actually were watching it live. And basically, that was just Jacob Moose, man, sending it in there. I don't think he needed to make that move. Let race control handle it, but I think he had a fast enough truck with enough tires, and he had enough laps to get it done. He just sent that thing in there, and it pushed up the track into him. Now, you know, probably more than I know, unfortunately, Ross, man, just upside down dead. Do they do EOLs?
Oh, in the sense of that right there?
Yeah.
No.
They deem that
no.
one. Okay. So there's a possibility Jacob could pull this off. Unfortunately. But you know what? In real life, things like that happen. Racing hard,
in his defense, you know, and I get it. Nobody wants to, you know, hear he just caused the caution. in his defense,
he's trying to give him some ice cream.
Well, he went below the apron, or he went below. He got on the apron. Is what I'm trying to say. And you know, everybody who's in here knows that you touch that apron, it offsets it. It destabilizes the car, and it looks like that's really what happened. He got on the apron. He did try to send it in there, but I mean,
it was awful fast. I mean, I agree with you. He was on the apron. Let race control handle it. A lot of fans. Boss gave him a lot of room up top. Let's say it that way. Didn't do the wanted hand to do earlier. But he could have. He could have. He didn't. He gave it once. I think Ross knew at the point once he got on his side, it was over, and that's why even if Now let's take it back. Even if you know sending in a little hard, I think maybe a Moose right there might have had enough time to react. And I'm not behind the wheel. Now the question comes up though. Is the damage bad enough that he can sustain another green-white checker?
Yeah.
He's got it on that right front. Did it hurt maybe the camber or anything in the truck like that? Lacey and Hand going to have enough time here on it. Roger Craig back on the back too. And then we got to throw out that scenario. Caution comes out this time, race over with.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. And I was just going back and looking at it, and hearing some like you said, let race control handle it, but oof.
Yeah, right. And I will. I mean, that is I have said it a million times up here, Brandon. I'm glad I'm in the booth. I see things like this, and I might call it out and say, I just ran him over. But it's not my call to say. It's race control, and that's a job that I've done it once when I started iRacing and I won't do it again. Because it is a tough one. Now, sometimes it's a pretty easy call. Sometimes you've got to make the tough call. Up here in the booth, though, hey, going for the lead. He's going for the win. He just sent it in there. Truck got tight. He ran it up there. Unfortunately, Ross paid the price for it. That's kind of how I look at it and see it.
I went back. I went back because I noticed a few things from race control just now. So I went back and kind of wanted to hear what was said. And Connor admitted, not Connor. I'm sorry. Jacob admitted, hey man, that was on me. Jacob admitted to it. He got in there hot.
And then in that defense right there is why I asked you about. A lot of leagues have EOLs. If you cause a caution, you get. Because in this scenario, what might have been a really awesome finish, which he'll probably be in for a great finish here. I'm not taking anything away from the other guys. Don't get me wrong. But now he could come out here and win this race by a move that, I'm just sorry. I hate to say it that way. I really did. I really did. I know they're going to go back and watch and go, man, what's wrong with you? I mean, yeah, it's tough. It is tough, and but now does Jacob want to see the caution fly, or does he want to see this thing go the entire way? I don't know how damaged that truck is. I mean, both had a pretty good lick.
He wants if he's a racer, he wants this race to finish on the green. If he's somebody who likes to race,
like, man, give me. Now, Hand is back in another good spot. You talked about luck earlier. He is actually back in another good spot. If he gets a good restart and Jacob gets going, Hand could end up about what Jacob did that last green-white checker. Right there on his back bumper.
He's got to get on the back bumper, though. He's not on the back bumper right now at this line.
Needs to be a little bit closer.
There.
That's what,
Oh, he didn't time it. Oh.
Now, Lacey did, though. Lacey timed it beautiful. Now we're going to see, and I think here's where the damage is going to not help Jacob, because he's got Lacey on his outside. But the thing is this is going to help Hand. So we're going to have a 3-truck battle, and Jacob's going to have to make that truck wide if he wants to hold Hand off, and he is. No. Wow, what
yeah, wow. Oh, no, it's in the back.
Never mind. They cross the lines. The caution's going to fly.
Yep.
Got it before the white came. Well, that's race over. So, Hand pulled. Well, I've got to say, Hand pulled it off. But I'll tell you what. Let's go back and watch it one more time. Because there's a lot that went on right there. Let's watch it from Hand's view. Hand was coming. Gotta move, slow it down a little bit. So Hand was coming. Down the back stretch, they're going 3 wide. My hat's off there to Jacob Moose. He could have ran Hand all the way down. And you see him going into turn. We'll slow it down right here into turn 3. And Hand did get on the apron. He did pinch him. got sideways, went up into Lacey. They were there. And those two were. Well, I thought Lacey man had that thing saved, but he didn't. Unfortunately, the trucks came up on the back end. Watching kind of slow mo here. Boom, into the wall hard. Roger Craig's going to pull up, but yeah, Jason Hand's going to win this thing. And see the big crash happening in the back. Yeah, guys going to the barrel. Roger Craig's going to come up here and hang on to third. What a finish for him. But yeah, just one of those things. It's racing. What else do you say?
Yeah, that Zach race control is talking about Roger. That's awesome. Good to see Roger finishing
man.
third there.
Hey, look, we're just talking about the old guy, man. Hey, look, he kept concentrating. There we go.
But I going back to that finish, in a situation like this, that's just guys running for the lead.
Now let me show you the biggest difference between what happened there and what happened with the one prior. Ross was way up in the middle of the groove. Moose had hand pinched to the bottom. You see the difference?
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. There was a major difference between the two. Again, go back to guys running hard for the lead. I mean, that's the way we look at it. But you said it. Man's got luck, and luck paid off for him tonight. He put it in victory lane. So, and what a thrilling finish. Yeah, would have loved to seen it go green the rest of the way, but still very, very good finish. We'll bring up, you want to speak to anybody?
Yeah, well, I'll talk to Jason. I just brought him in the league tonight, so.
Just brought him in the league?
Yeah.
I just what went through his mind on that last restart. We'll bring him up here and let him get a word with him here at the E-Extreme E-Speed TV Victory Lane.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man, you got you up in the booth here. It's Brandon, man. Let me ask you, man. Your first victory here, first run in C2C, man. Talk to me the last two restarts. Talk to me.
Well, to be honest, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought the cautions were just going to bite us, but the restart before the finish, I wasn't able to get up there. I was starting P4. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything, but the last restart, they were side by side, and then I had to run, and then I tried to miss that block and was able to get underneath him. Got on the apron, got into him a little bit, but he was able to still recover and finish P2. But yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything without the long run.
Yeah, man, that was some good stuff you had. We were plotting, or I was plotting for you all race at least. And seeing you start coming to the back and come back to the front and that kind of thing, man, it was awesome to see. And I'm just gotta get down to it, man. Who do you gotta think here?
Well, first off, I want to thank you and Why Got Gosselin Racing for bringing me on board. I appreciate it. And TWRS, I'd like to thank Brian and James and everybody over there. And yeah, just kind of surprised. Just glad we pulled it off.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Joe, you have anything you want to ask for the first time race winner?
Great finish. He said you got a lot of luck, and I tell you what, man, they paid off dividends for you, but you definitely had a fast truck, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, here lately I have been having luck. When I first started out, I kind of had the worst luck. I even had a nickname everybody gave me called Care Center because I was wrecking all the time and getting other people's wrecks. But yeah, just been working at it, just getting better.
Yeah, it's good to see, Jason. I'm glad to see you got a dub tonight, man. Look, we'll have to come back down and talk to you in the Discord later on, man. That's good stuff, brother. I definitely appreciate you joining us, and congrats on your first win in C2C, man. That's the first pole, first win, all that good stuff.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, winner tonight, man. Like you just said, putting it in victory lane. We'll bring up second place. Scott almost pulled it all. Jacob, join the booth. Got a copy?
Got a copy.
Well, I got to ask, did you want to see the last caution because before that, you had the perfect restart, and you were about to take the lead away.
I didn't want to see it. I wish I never got the lead that way, but I hit the apron, slipped the track, and got in the 35. But yeah, I didn't want to see that last caution. I tried to get a good start, but whoever was on the outside of me got a really good start, and I had damage and it was just slow. So I knew I was going to get put in the sucker hole, and they were getting the draft off me. So yeah, I was pretty bumming out about that last caution, but it is what it is.
You could have threw the moose off the back and had him step on him, you know that, right?
Yeah, banana peel or something. I was going to block him, and then I seen him coming to the inside. And I'm like, oh, I'll give him as much room as possible, but hopefully he backs out, and he didn't back out. And unfortunately tagged me into the 414, and then, yeah, had to settle a second there.
Tell you what, still not a bad night coming home in second. Great race, man, out front. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I like to thank Fast Hedge Hot Rods, my teammates, Joe, Eddie, Cody, and John, and you for a great broadcast, and Coast to Coast for this great league.
Yo, what's old Jacob Moose, man, bringing it home. Well, this guy here, he's one of the old guys, Salty Dog. Roger, Joy in the booth, got copy?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Well, we said, man, you're part of the Salty Dog, the old clan out there, but, man, you showed these young guys you know how to race.
73 years old, and the kids can't catch me tonight, buddy.
Awesome, man. I was sitting back there telling earlier, and I said, Roger's back there about 4th or 5th. He's on probably the newest set of tires. Don't count him out. I said, I don't want to talk too much about him because usually the 747 end up coming out the sky. But what was going through your mind on those restarts?
Well, what was going through my mind, Joe, is I was listening to broadcast and I heard you mention my name, and I knew I was in big trouble right there. But I was really just like somebody mentioned, I think Brandon mentioned, just looking for a top 10. Three of the Salty Dogs transferred into Thursday's race. So, old guys rule. And got to give a big shout out to all my Salty Dog buddies.
Well, I'll tell you what, like you said, man, you guys came out, showed it up, got you a third place here tonight. How was you feeling about the track throughout was it tires that helped you, or was you just think, track position or whatnot?
Yeah, I think I think my pit strategies worked for a change, and my tires, they were holding on good, and I was surprised actually. I was keeping up with those guys at the front. I was really with 10 to go when that caution came out. I was waiting for everybody to go by me. Like I say, I was just hoping to hold out for a top 10. So this is every squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
I'll tell you what, you did better than that. Came home at third tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I say, Salty Dogs. Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, they have been with us since day one. I think we're in our 16th season or something like that, and they've been with us forever. So a big shout out to Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding. Also, got to mention Lucy Olson, who sponsors this division. Along with the Salty Dogs, but Lucy just got selected to Team USA under 21, and she's going to China. So congratulations to Lucy, and thanks for her support. And Langton Mechanical, got to thank them as well. So just a fun night. It's always a fun night in the Salty Dogs room, and I'm not usually up here, Joe, to talk. I'm usually in there just sitting in the booth talking to you. I don't get to talk to you this way very much.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, it's always a good pleasure. And like you said, man, seeing the guys come out there and run. Again, congratulations on that finish.
And got to thank you two guys for doing a super job. So thanks again. Thanks for everything you do, Joe. Really, really appreciate it, man.
There you go. That's old Roger Craig, one of the Salty Dog guys. And I said it before, Brandon, they might be old, but they come up here and they run just as hard as some of these young guys do. And, take it back. Some exciting restarts. They could have went probably, 5 different ways there between, 10 to go. A lot of different scenarios play out.
Yeah, man, and either way, those last two cautions. Racing. It's racing, man. And I ain't mad at the finish. Last two races we've watched together. It's been exciting racing at the end of the races, so it's definitely fun to see that, and happy to see these guys finish the way they did, and everybody finish in the top 10 too.
Tell you what, if you enjoyed that, then tune in tomorrow. We got some more stuff here. Hometown Heroes. We got 305, 360, 410 wing sprints and some car tours. late model star car is going to be here tomorrow night on your Wednesday here at the Coast to Coast Racing League. Check it out on c2crl.com. And for myself and everyone here at the Coast to Coast Racing League, everyone have a good night.